So, type of storage tanks. So, if we apply pressure, so that may not be atmospheric, but normally the tanks, storage tanks should be atmospheric tanks. Atmospheric means inside tank pressure and outside atmospheric pressure will be almost similar. So, there will be no venting normally, okay. But because of temperature change and pressure change, there will be certain amount of venting required. But if you have blanket gas, in that case actually you are maintaining pressure, okay. So, you are not allowing outside oxygen to enter into the system, okay. So, you are forcefully keeping inside pressure a little bit higher. Okay. So, there will be single skin oil tankers, above ground storage, this is used, simply cheaper and leakage can be higher. So, this is one problem. So, it may be simple and cheaper, but leakage can be higher because only one sheet is there for manufacturing. Double skin means twin wall. So, two walls will be there for, okay, for double safety. Okay. Open top tanker, that is also older system. Top will be completely open, so rainwater or any contamination can be going. So, this is not also used actually normally, except only few cases, for example, wash water storing or wastewater storing. So, that purpose you are using that one, open top oil tanker, okay. But normally it will be, or top will be closed. Okay, atmospheric storage tanks will be like this, like one open top, another fixed roof tank, fixed roof tank. So, venting system is here actually, this is fixed, so liquid is here, fixed roof tank, and there will be external floating roof, okay. So, this is called external floating roof tank, another way internal floating tank. Internal floating tank means one roof will be there, okay, and your flotation part, there is another roof, this roof will be actually floating, okay. This one is floating actually, okay. This is fixed, the upper one is not floating, the other lower one is floating, okay. And another is closed floating roof tank, this is closed actually, top one. So, this is accessibility, other issues are there, okay. So, this is closed floating tank. This is internal floating roof tank, okay. And safety wise, if you go left to right, improve safety, left to right, if you go improve product loss, improved product loss control, improved product loss control, okay. So, product loss will be lower if you go to right side, okay. Anyway, I will give this material if you like. Riveted or bolted, shop welded, several types of tanks will be there. One will be riveted tank, bolted tank, welded tank, shop welded tank, field welded tank, okay. So, earliest tank were wood, I already told. The riveted tank, it was also very old. I will explain what is rivet and welding, other thing. It was developed in 1900 Christian era, almost more than 100 years. Then later stage came welded tank, when welding techniques, modern welding techniques developed. So, they took thicker plate designed with corrosion, anti-corrosion material, I think I should write anti-corrosion material. So, shop welded means like one machine shop is there, you are welding there. So, shop, then from there you are carrying to your location, okay. So, that means you cannot make very big system. So, it will be smaller system, okay, shop welded when you are talking about. So, alternative to bolted construction, I will discuss bolted later. Okay. So, size capacity limited because of transportation issue, okay, because smaller size must be there, because you have to carry one truck size limited, right. API spec 12F, they describe how to design it, different design calculation and parameters, and you see this capacity 9 to 500 barrel, very small actually. Okay, provide adequate safety and reasonable economy. Test leak also can be tested in the shop, so it is better for smaller application. Well, in shop you test everything and just put there in field. Okay, ready for use, transport by truck. So, non-metallic tank, shop fabricated or field assembled, another alternative to bolted tank. So, I will discuss bolted later. Plastic material, these are non-corroding, durable, low cost, lightweight. Okay, plastic will be lightweight material, it will not be corroding. Okay, cost also low, they are saying. So, common type like fiberglass FRP they are using. It will be suitable for outdoor as well as indoor application. So, API spec also there, API spec 12P for that, but temperature limited is there. Okay, 440 to 150 degree Fahrenheit. 150 degree Fahrenheit means how much centigrade? 90, maybe 50-60 degree centigrade about. Okay. So, plastic tank degrades quicker than metal tank in fire because temperature issue. Okay. So, color added to the outer liner to protect from ultraviolet radiation, because plastic will be degraded using if UV falling on the plastics. Inner lining section should be compatible with product, whatever oil you are using. So, that should be compatible. Okay. So, protection from mechanical impacts also needed, because plastic is softer material. So, if some impact is there because of stone throwing or anything, okay. So, some mechanism should be there so that something should not get hit. Plastic tank should be away from flammable storage tanks. Okay, if there is any flame source, then plastic tank should be much more dangerous than metal systems. So, bolted tank. So, bolted tank API 12B they have given. So, you see this size increase. So, 10,000 barrel, currently 40,000 barrel, but one company here I found a superior tank, they have like bolted tank like 2.5 million gallons also storage capacity there. Okay. So, welded tank also, so it's a very big tank they are producing, this company. Okay. But book is writing 40,000, maybe these are newer designs. Okay. And normally the metal sheets will be galvanized. What is galvanization? Galvanization means to protect metal sheet using zinc. So, you take molten zinc like at very high temperature, then dip your metal. So, metal will be coated over this steel, zinc will be coated over the steel. So, why we do this one? Steel is corrosive, although we are changing material with chromium and other thing, but still corrosion and other property you have to improve. So, for that zinc is non-corrosive or zinc softer material. So, later stage again recoating also possible, but manufacturing with metal with sheet is expensive and difficult. Okay. So, it is easier to coat with galvanized or zinc. So, that is called galvanization, okay, to protect steel from corrosion. Common method, hot dip galvanizing. So, this company they are making hot dip galvanizing actually, HDG. Okay. There are other option also there, electro galvanizing. So, electrode you put and you galvanize or you coat with zinc metal surface. Okay. So, benefit, corrosion resistance, durability, low maintenance and aesthetics option also possible. So, metal like black iron will not be there. So, different color also possible. This is called galvanization. So, metal should be coated. So, normal painting if you do, it will be eroded quickly. So, you do galvanization. Other option may be possible like nickel coating, but nickel also they are not suggesting, they are suggesting galvanization better. Okay, field welded storage tank. So, it will be very high dimension, okay, like 1.5 million barrel, diameter will be 420 feet and height will be 72 feet. This is so large. Okay. For smaller tank API specification 12D is there, for larger tank different specification is there. Okay. So, normally this will be used for refinery side. Okay. The standard is for open top or fixed storage tank, generally operate at atmospheric pressure, design it can be little bit more atmospheric pressure, more than atmospheric pressure, and temperature will be more than 200 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, sheet metal, like whenever you are making tank, you need sheet metal. Okay, sheet metal means it will have specific thickness. Okay, you cannot use very large thickness material, because that will be rolling will be very difficult. Okay, again you cannot make very thin also, strength will be very low. So you should have some optimal thickness where your strength will be sufficient and rolling or bending also will be easier and working for metal. So metal working means like you're making hole, you're putting nut and bolt and other thing. So that should be also easier. Okay, and if you are making very thick, it will be very good for strength, but weight will be increased too much. So carrying and transporting and handling whole thing will be very difficult. Okay, so the steel that has been rolled at higher temperature, okay, that is called hot rolling. Rolled at high temperature. Okay, how it is rolled? Like you take steel bar like this, then you pass through two rollers. Okay, and give rotation of roller like this, and you are pushing this one in this direction. Okay, this is roller. So what will happen? The dimension will change. That way you are making sheet actually. These days if you see this roti makers, lots of big like social help group, they make roti like this actually. They will take lots of dough, then they will passing through the roller and thin sheet they will be preparing actually. So similar way. So the pressure is very high, pressure is required. So that way you are making thin sheet. Okay, thin sheet does not mean like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, maybe 4, 5 millimeter also. Okay. So rolling is a metal forming process in which metal stock, this is called metal stock. Okay, metal stock is passed through one or more pairs of rollers to reduce thickness. Okay, to make it uniform, unevenness is there, so that will be making uniform, and uniform thickness sheet will be produced. Okay. Just wait, one more thing or two. Okay. So here one term gauge steel is used. Gauge steel, actually this is one unit they use for sheet metal or wear measurement, wear thickness. Wear diameter will not be saying in terms of millimeter, or we will say gauge, wear gauge 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Sheet metal also will have gauge, like gauge number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that. So what is gauge number and what is millimeter, how is the relationship? Okay, so that we should know. The standard thickness of sheet metal for a specific material, okay, this is called steel gauge, okay, steel gauge steel, or spelling is GAGE, sometimes they write like this also. Okay, sheet metal thickness gauge for steel based on weight, thickness, on weight, 41.82 pound per square feet per inch of thickness. Okay. So GA, sometimes they write GA, the unit. They not it is not unit, there is a number, okay, gauge number. Okay, gauge steel number, something like that. So gauge ranges 7 to 30. Okay, gauge number 7 to 30 it ranges for steel sheet. Okay, so gauge number 10, let's say GA 10, it is implies 9 by 64 inch or 0.140625 inch. Okay, so GA gauge number 14 implies 5 by 64 inch or 0.078125 inch. Okay. So, higher number, lower thickness. Okay. So, how to remember this one? So, roller when you are passing, so one time passing you got let's say 1 millimeter thickness, second time passing you reduce maybe 0.9 millimeter, third time maybe 0.8 millimeter. So, every time you pass through roller you reduce about 10% size, 10% thickness. Okay. So, gauge number means how many numbers you are passing. So, larger number of passing means your thickness reduced. Okay. Gauge number higher means lower thickness. Okay. How many times you are passing, that is the number. Okay. So, every time you are reducing. So, just opposite, higher number means thickness lower. Fine, you can remember easily now. So, gauge of a wear number or still is how many times it is drawn to reduce temperature, to reduce the thickness about 10%. Okay. More time drawn, lower thickness and higher gauge number. Normally your, because I have given example 10 to 14, other numbers also there. 10, 14 means these are actually commonly used for your steel tank manufacturing purpose. See the difference between riveted tank and bolted tank. Bolted tank. Okay. So, riveted tank they won't lose. Okay. So, whenever you are talking bolt, first you have to understand what is bolt, what is rivet. So, bolt means like you have nut bolt, you have seen, right? Nut bolt like this. Nut bolt will be like this. One sheet is here, another sheet is here, sheet or metal, and you have bolt like this. Okay. And here also you will have bolt like this. Right. So, nut bolt you have, so bolted. So, two sheet you take, two sheet, make a hole, you put nut and bolt. So, this is called bolted tank. So, bolted tank if you have any vibration, so bolt can be loosened actually. If there is any vibration in shocking anywhere because of any reason, because of wind flow or blow or anything, so bolt can be loosened, but it is easy to fix actually, because bolt is there, nut bolt is just tightened. Okay. So, this is called bolted tank, this is bolted. Okay. So, two sheets are there, nut and bolt you have seen already, right. And riveted, rivet is like this. Rivet is called head. So, nut bolt also, this is called bolt nut, this is called bolt head. Okay, bolt means one hexagonal system will be there, one will be there, and nut part only this hole like donut shaped thing. Okay. And for rivet, riveted, this is bolted tank, bolted, and riveted this one. So, rivet will be like shank, this is tail. So, what happens, you take two metal like this. Okay. Okay, so it is like this, two metals, two hatching two direction means two metal actually. Okay. When you are showing two different material mechanical part, so hatching direction will be changing. Okay. So, that is why I am putting different angle, you can see one will be around 40 degree, one will be 135 degree, and this one also like this. Okay. What you do, let us say this one my rivet, one metal is there, you made a hole, another metal is here. Okay. One rivet, you see this one rivet head is there. So, one part already curved, another part you like pin is there, shank is here, my tail is here. What you do, you put one very big hammer, make this one also curved. Okay. So, this will be permanent joint. Okay. So, when if you want to remove these two, you have to break this one, but in nut bolt you do not need to break, rather you rotate it, remove it. Okay. So, both are having positive negative aspect. Rivet means more permanent type. Okay. And bolted means you can remove quickly, easily. Okay. So, then what is the benefit and Okay, riveted, they do not loosen when vibrate. Okay. So, if vibration is there, they will not lose because they will be joined almost permanently. Okay. Can secure joints with short clamp length. Okay. So, just hammer it, fix it, done. Okay. They are cumbersome and time consuming to uninstall. If you are uninstalling or removing, it is very difficult, okay, for riveting. Limited clamp load, actually designed for permanent or semi-permanent joints, okay, almost permanent actually. Okay. If you say purely permanent, means complete welding will be permanent actually. So, welding means two metal joined together, fusing metals. Later we will discuss. So, next day we will discuss on welding joint and other topics. Thank you very much.